If there's one super beneficial thing that I find everyone tries to avoid, it's volume. Volume is so important in the gym, and people just do not do enough. Alright, before you click off this video, your brain is about to play a trick on you. You might think you want to click off this video because it's not providing value, or it's not interesting enough. No, you're going to click off the video because you do not want to hear what's next. You don't want to hear the truth. Why are you struggling to do volume? It's a combination of ego and discomfort. Deep down inside, you know that doing more volume might actually be beneficial. It makes logical sense. You do more work, you get more out of it. The reason you don't want to do it is because you know that it's harder. Your brain might tell you some other reasons, like, 6 to 8 is fine, or doing less sets is fine, so it's not that important. But deep down inside, you know that this is actually what works. It's just your brain is allowing you to play tricks on you. And the second reason is ego. A lot of people have trouble changing their ways. So if they've been doing less volume, lower rep sets, that kind of thing, it can be very difficult for them to admit that maybe there might be a better way to go about their work. So don't allow this to happen to you. Your brain will trick you into thinking that you do not need to do this. So these are some examples that people would have done in the past, and they just feel like this is the only way that they should train. So 5 sets of 5, 3 sets of 6 to 8, 1 set to failure, that kind of thing. Sure, those are good, but you need to incorporate higher amounts of volume than these kind of set and rep schemes. So what is volume? Volume is the total tonnage that you've done in a workout. So what does that mean? It means sets times reps times weight. So basically just the total amount of reps that you've done times the amount of weight that you did it with. So yeah, if you do a really heavy weight, like 90-80% of your 1 rep max, it's really heavy, but you probably aren't going to get too many reps with it. Whereas if you do, a weight that's much lighter, even though it's a lighter weight, you're doing so many more reps, you're going to do so many more sets. So you get much more volume out of that. You get much more tonnage. All right, let's go into the benefits. Before we get started in the video, my name is Bishmar. I make gym-related self-improvement videos. If that interests you, please hit the subscribe button below. Stick around for more in the future. So volume is excellent for growth. So hypertrophy, size, that kind of thing. If you're looking to train for those kind of things, volume is an excellent growth factor. Skill, practice. So of course, the more you do a movement, the more skilled you'll be at it, the more practiced you'll be at it. Then you can get more optimized at it. As you get more optimized at it, you do it better. As you do it better, you get stronger and bigger. So it really just enhances the way you work out. It enhances the way you lift the weights, you do the movements, phases your training. So volume allows you to phase your training from high volume work, high density work, conditioning, strength, power, hypertrophy, all these different things. If you don't know how to incorporate volume, if you don't know how to increase it, decrease it, if you're always stuck doing the same amount of volume, it's really hard to move around these numbers. It's really hard to phase it. So volume can also be used in many different ways. Once you get comfortable, once you get used to being able to do high amounts of volume, you can do really high rep sets, 20 rep sets. You can do medium rep sets with shorter rest periods. You can do high weight sets with high volume, but long rest periods. So you kind of decouple the whole weight and rep length, the set length kind of thing. So when you do that, you introduce a whole new different method of training, a whole new concept. Reliability. So training for volume is more reliable than training for strength, training for power. Of course, training for strength and power is good. You're going to become more stronger. You're going to become more powerful. But the issue is that sometimes you're going to show up to the gym and you're just not going to be able to you're not going to be able to push as hard as you did last week or yesterday. With volume training, you will always get some value out of that workout. As long as you did the work, as long as you made the reps, you can always get some value out of that workout. So volume work is very reliable. It will always push you forward no matter what. Strength, it might fail you sometimes. Power, it might fail you sometimes. But volume, it will always push you forward. Your comfort with the movement. So volume will make you more comfortable with the movement. So this allows you to develop a better skill, a better understanding of the movement. So therefore, you can move that weight more reliably. Volume, it burns more calories. So not only does it increase your size and make your hypertrophy gains better, but it also burns more calories. Intuitively, think about it. You're doing more reps, you're moving more, so you're burning more calories. So when we talk about aesthetics and stuff, this is something that was really important. I don't understand why people don't incorporate this more often, especially when they're going for aesthetics, when they're going for a better looking body. Of course, do more volume. It's going to make you grow more, and it's going to make you burn more calories. It boosts your metabolism, so your body's going to be able to process more calories. You'll lose weight faster. let's talk about mental toughness. So volume, it's something that's going to grind you down. If you have to do, 1 or 2 more sets, or if, let's say, instead of doing a set of only 6 to 8 reps, you have to go to 10 to 12, it's much harder. If you're only doing 2 or 3 sets, you can just hop in and hop out. If you're only doing 6 to 8 reps, you can just hop in, hop out. But when you have to push for further, you have to push longer, you have to push harder, it's going to really grind you down. You have to be mentally strong in order to do that. When we talk about the gym, we talk about how it's one of the best places to start your self-improvement journey, even if it's not fitness related. Doing something like this is really going to make you mentally strong. It's going to prepare you for those things, those adversities that you're going to face in the future. Let's talk about the anabolic hormone response. Doing higher rep sets, because it's so tough, because it's so challenging mentally and physically, it's proven that doing this kind of work boosts your testosterone, which is really important. A lot of guys, if you want to look better, if you want to feel better, if you want to enjoy doing difficult tasks, pushing yourself further and increasing your testosterone is very important for this. It's hard but essential. So volume is essential for both size and strength. It's essential for strength too. You cannot get stronger beyond a certain point without increasing the amount of volume that you're doing. The volume increases the base of your programming. So it's very difficult to push your strength higher if you don't have a strong base. Smash your plateau. If you ever plateaued in the gym, do you remember the longest plateau you had? What were you doing to fix that? Did you decide to drop the weight back, phase your training, incorporate volume, practice the movement more, build up a stronger base? Or did you continue to try to do that rep scheme you did of 5 sets of 5, or try to just increase that PR by pushing harder next time? If you did the second option, I want you to raise your right hand and say, I am a dumbass. I am a dumbass. Good. You've ran into a brick wall, and instead of trying to find a way around it, over it, you just kept trying to smash into it over and over again. If you incorporate volume, if you drop the weight back, if you phase your training, if you build a strong base, you will be able to smash plateaus very easily. It's almost like you pursue plateaus now, because you know that it's just part of the process in terms of increasing the point at which you're at. Because you become much more well gelled in the movement, it becomes much harder to injure yourself doing this movement. You become much more used to the weight, you become much more used to the feel, you understand how the weight works at all the different points, you become used to the pressure points, you become comfortable in lifting the weight, you know your limits much better. So it makes you much more injury free, it makes you much less injury prone, and it'll keep your joints and your muscles healthy, so you will stay injury free. Alright, here's how to actually do it. So for your compound movements, I've said it a bunch of times, but do 5 sets of 10. You can still do your main lift, like let's say you have 3 sets of strength work, then drop the weight back and do 5 sets of 10. 5 sets of 10 will always grow you, will always benefit you when it comes to compound movements. It's one of the best ways to gain muscle mass. If you only do 5 sets of 10, you can always push your last set for more reps. Do as many reps as possible, do an AMRAP. On your other movements, do 3 sets of 10 to 12 instead of 6 to 8. So do those higher rep sets so you incorporate more volume into your training. For lighter shoulder accessories such as face pulls or lateral raises, do 5 sets. You can do up to 5 sets. Do sets of 12 to 15 reps. And even on your later sets, you can drop the weight and do even higher rep sets, 15 to 20 reps. I do a lot of different variations with, lateral raises especially, but face pulls too. So I'll go over that in a different video, but there's a lot of stuff you can do to incorporate more volume when it comes to shoulders. Shoulders can handle a lot of volume because it's such a small muscle and you have to use such a light weight that the frequency and the volume can be really high. All right, squats. This is just a bonus one. Squats, sets of 20. If you've never done a set of 20 with squats, do it. You will grow a lot from these kind of higher rep sets. And then that brings us to super squats. Super squats is one of the hardest things you can possibly do in the gym. It's not for today's video, but super squats is basically a really hard set of 20 squats. But if you've never done a set of 20 squats, I recommend just try that one time and see how that goes. Maybe do 3 sets of 20 if you can find a weight that's light enough but still challenging. It's really good. Your pant size will go up. I guarantee that's how much I know you're going to grow. Anyways, that's the end of this video on volume. I hope you guys learned something. Share it to someone who you feel like needs to do some more volume in the gym. Comment your thoughts down below. Like the video, subscribe, share it to your friends, and I'll see you guys next time.